What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the Tanner Martin Outdoors YouTube channel. Now, like I teased in the last video, we're going to be talking about my brand new bow for 2020. As you guys know, the channel is called Tanner Martin Outdoors. So if you're new to the channel from just this summer and you found me this summer looking for fishing videos, yes, I do fish. I fish a ton. I own my own tungsten company, so fishing is like I said, kind of where my heart is. But I do enjoy getting up in a tree stand, hunting deer, getting on the ground, hunting turkeys. If you guys want to check out some awesome turkey videos, you can scroll back to the spring. I actually missed a pretty good gobbler, which sucks, but it happens. I love pheasant hunting. I love all kinds of hunting, and the way I kind of describe it is, my dad mentioned this a year or two ago. He said that hunting is kind of like where you recharge your batteries for the year. You know, you go, you fish, you do this, you do that, and then you get up in a tree stand and all your worries go away and you recharge your batteries for the next year. So I do enjoy hunting. For those of you that maybe have been on the channel watching some of my hunting videos in the past, you guys know that in the past few years, I've been shooting a crossbow during archery season. And that was simply just for the fact that it was easier to self-film. And that's honestly the only reason why I shot a crossbow. I know there's a lot of stigma out there. If you can walk, you can shoot a compound bow or all this crap. But honestly, I don't think it matters as long as you get in the woods, you have fun, and you provide some food for your family. Like I said, I was shooting a crossbow in the past. Last year I wanted to get a compound bow. I had a compound bow when I was littler, and then I started filming, and I was like, well, I'll get a crossbow so it's easier to self-film. But last year I really kind of missed shooting that compound bow and the challenge of it. So I wanted to go pick one up, but by the time that I kind of got around to it, it was too late. Season was kind of already started. So this year I got on it early. I picked this thing up, and yeah, I'm gonna talk about it today and let you guys know what I think about it. And if you like this video, let me know down in the comments some other hunting style videos you want to see. Obviously, I'm gonna be filming deer season, but let me know what else you guys want to see, and I can get those videos filmed for you guys. So let's crack the case open here, and I'll show you guys what I got. So for 2020, I'm going to be shooting the Hoyt Torrex XT. I went down to the Outdoorsman in Greenwood, Indiana, went to their pro shop and walked in and knew I wanted to get a bow. I had some bows in mind that I wanted to shoot. And actually when I showed up, I knew nothing about this bow. I knew nothing about Hoyt, nothing about the Torrex XT. Because apparently it just came out a couple months ago. Like I've said before, I'm no professional at bows. I just know what I've seen off YouTube. And so, you know, I kind of just learn along the way and learn from what people at a pro shop have told me. If you're going to check out a bow, I recommend going to a pro shop if you have the opportunity. Don't just go to like Bass Pro or Cabela's or Academy or Shields, whatever you got. If that's all you have, then go there by all means. Do whatever you got to do to get out in the woods. But if you have a pro shop, go to the pro shop, because you're going to get that expertise that a worker at Bass Pro isn't going to be able to give you. Not saying that they don't know what they're doing, because they do, or they wouldn't be working there. But a pro shop, they do it every day in and day out for a living. So they're going to know exactly what they're talking about, know the ins and outs and the little minute details that make a difference. So I actually showed up at the Outdoorsman, and I knew in my mind, I've been doing some research, and I wanted to shoot a few different bear bows. When I showed up, I had the feeling that I was going to end up buying a bear bow. That's what I thought. I was like, well, I'm going to buy a bear bow. I just don't know which one. So that's why I went there to shoot a bunch of different bows. So I shot a couple bear bows, and I was like, you know, those are nice. You know, I don't really have anything to compare it to because I haven't shot a compound bow in forever. I was like, those are nice. So then he handed me this girl. He actually didn't hand me the XT. He handed me the regular Torrex. And I shot it, and I was like, holy crap. That is like completely different than that bear bow. I was like, this thing has got to be crazy expensive. I was like, that feels like that bow is like $1,000, like $1,200, $1,500. Like that feels like it's an expensive bow. I shot the Torrex first, then I shot the Torrex XT. Couldn't really tell too much of a difference, maybe just a little bit. This one was a little smoother on the draw cycle. I was like, man, I love this thing. I gotta have it. And that's to my point, is if I wouldn't have gone there, I would not have known about this bow. Or if I would have just ordered one offline without shooting it, I wouldn't have known what I liked. So if you have the opportunity, go to a pro shop, like I said, shoot some different bows, and see what you like, and get what you like. Not if you think you see something online, you might like the price tag or something, but you might not. The bow might not fit you. It's kind of weird. You don't really pick the bow kind of picks you. So as far as this bow goes, like I said, I'm shooting the Hoyt Torrex XT. It's a 30-inch axle to axle, 6-inch brace height, and it's kind of different than the regular Torrex, because the regular Torrex has, I believe, a 7-inch brace height, and it's 31 inches axle to axle. So this is a little bit more compact bow. It's going to be faster because you have your shorter brace height. On the XT, you get the roller guard here. You can get the same color limbs as your riser with the Torrex XT. What else is different? And you get these riser dampeners down here on the bottom. So the regular Torrex retails for $5.99, I believe, and this one retails for $6.99. That's bare bow, no accessories. So, you know, I asked the guy, I shot both of them. I didn't really notice a difference in smoothness or anything, maybe a little bit, but not enough to make me pay $100 more. So I asked the guy, I was like, with all the changes or all the extras that you get on the XT, is it worth that $100? And he kind of explained to me that he thought it was. I was like, well, if I'm going to buy it, I'm just going to buy the top of the line of that. I'm going to buy the best Torrex that I can, which is the Torrex XT. Why in the world does there have to be planes all the time? I don't get it. So like I mentioned, the Torrex XT is 30 inches axle to axle, 6-inch brace height. I'm shooting 28.5-inch draw length, 62 pounds. As far as the accessories go, like I said, the bare bow is $6.99 without any accessories. And then when you go down to the Outdoorsman, if you're in Indianapolis and you want a bow and you want to go down there, basically they have packages where you buy the accessories and you save some money. So they have like $100, $200, $300, $400 package. And you kind of just pick the one that has everything that you want. So I wanted a drop away. The $200 and the $100 package have a whisker biscuit. I wanted a drop away just because lets your arrow fly smoother, doesn't really slow it down. So I'm shooting a QAD drop away here, just a standard drop away tied into the cable. Haven't really had a problem with it yet, so, you know, knock on wood. I don't know, where's some wood. I believe this is a 6-inch fuse stabilizer and just a regular fuse wrist strap. Now the sweet thing about this bow is the sight. This is a Trophy Ridge React 5-pin. And if you're not familiar, this sight is kind of what sold it on me. I was like, man, that sight's so cool. So basically how the sight works is you sight in your 20-yard pin by moving the whole sight housing up, down, left, right. You get your 20-yard pin sighted in. Then what you do is you back up to 30 and you use the Allen wrench key right here on the top to sight in your 30 height-wise. Once you get your 30 sighted in, by moving this key, it moves your 40, 50, and 60-yard pin in correlation with your 30. So when you move this Allen wrench, when you twist it to move your 30, it's going to move your 40, 50, and 60 automatically, because with this sight, they've done the math. So you sight in your 20 by moving this whole sight housing. Then you sight in your 30 using the Allen wrench. And then once you get your 20 or 30 sighted in, you move up to 40, 50, and 60, and your pins are automatically sighted in. So this is perfect for people. Maybe you live in a neighborhood and you can only shoot 30 yards in your backyard. You sight in your 20 with the sight by moving the sight housing. Then you do the Allen wrench to sight in your 30. And then your 40, 50, and 60 are automatically sighted in. You don't even have to shoot them yet. Obviously, you don't want to shoot an animal if you haven't practiced at that distance. But it makes the sight-in process so much easier. And I found that there's no real, there's no variance in it. I did just that, just what I explained. And my 40, 50, and 60 hit just as well as my 20 and 30. And I didn't have to move those pins at all. So as far as the accessories go, I'm just shooting a pretty standard True Fire wrist style release here. I got just a standard fuse quiver, 4-arrow quiver. And as far as my arrow goes, I'm shooting the Easton Full Metal Jacket 5mm arrows. From my research, these are like one of the best hunting arrows out there. These are in the 340 spine, and I'm not sure what size insert is in there, but there is a 100 grain tip on there. I weighed the arrow, and full arrow weight is right around 485, 490 grains. So it's a decently heavy arrow. It's not real heavy, but it's not real light. It's right in the middle. having no problems with, underspined or my arrow kicking. It's flying straight. And I actually, over at the Outdoorsman, they don't do paper tuning. So I was like, well, I want to paper tune it. I want to see if it's, shooting good through paper. So I looked up how to paper tune, looked at a bunch of videos on YouTube like we can do now. And I set up right behind me, you can see a paper tuner. There's no paper up there, but the 2 poles, set up paper, shoot through that. And first shot a perfect bullet hole. It's just had a little bit of tear, but it's perfect enough for me. I'm not gonna complain. So that's pretty sweet. I mean, it was set up perfect. As far as the hunting arrow goes, like I said, still obviously shooting the same arrow, except I'm shooting a 100 grain G5 Montech M3. This is one of the new Montech broadheads that just came out. It's like full 420 stainless steel, so there's no holes in it. A lot of people complain with the older Montechs that it'd whistle through the air, so they kind of resolved that with this. I believe it's molded, so there's no moving parts. It's one piece of 420 stainless steel, which is awesome. And what sold me on this broadhead is actually at the Outdoorsman, they had a piece of metal that they shot this through, like a 1/2-inch piece of metal. It was probably aluminum, but they shot this broadhead through it at like 20 yards. It penetrated about 3/4 of the way through, and the tip had not rolled over or broken or anything. The blades were still perfect. And I saw that and I was like, well, if this can go through metal, it can go through a deer's shoulder or bone. So that's a pretty sweet broadhead there. Shooting a nocturnal lighted nock. Total arrow weight on my practice arrow and my hunting arrow, like I said, is right around 485, 490. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's everything you guys need to know about the Hoyt Torrex XT. This is what I'm gonna be shooting for 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and years to come. This bow's awesome. I plan on it lasting me a while. It's just a sweet looking bow. It looks so good. I love it. It shoots good, it looks good. Hopefully it kills a good looking buck too. So without any more talking, I obviously wouldn't let you guys go without some shooting clips. So let's back up here 20 or 30 yards, fling some arrows with this Torrex. Like I said, it's real windy, so we don't know how good the shots are gonna be, but we're gonna give it a shot at least. So let's back up here to 20 or 30 yards, shoot this bow. And like I said, if you guys have any videos that you want to see hunting wise, let me know down in the comments and I'll make sure to get those posted up for you guys. Go check out the Outdoorsman. They didn't pay me to say this. They just know what they're talking about. Happy with them. So if you're in Indiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, and you want a new bow, go check out the Outdoorsman in Greenwood and get yourself a Torrex XT if they have any still in stock. They might have sold them all because this is a sweet bow. Let's back up here and shoot, guys. Let's go look. Not too bad from 40 yards. Just a touch high, but these two are right inside that circle, which is obviously what you want. Not too bad though. I'll take that any day.